Primer is one of those products that either people absolutely swear by it and can't live without it and feel like they've lost or missed something out if they've skipped it, or there's the people who think it's a complete waste of money and a complete waste of time and there's absolutely no need for it. So, do you really need primer? I get asked this question a lot and I see these questions popping up on both of my YouTube channels and I'm like, do you know what? I'm gonna do a video about it. I wanna do a deep dive into primers and give you my opinion and also tell you what I believe after working for over 20 years as a professional makeup artist, a beauty expert and educator, and working on hundreds of different faces of different ages, different skin types, and tell you what I really think. We're gonna be talking about, do they really work? Is it worth skipping? What happens if you skip it? Which ones make a difference depending on your skin type? Everything you need to know. So let's get on with it. What is primer meant to actually do? Primers were originally created to extend the wear of makeup, to blur your pores and create a kind of smoother canvas for your foundation. So in theory, they're meant to keep your makeup on for longer, give you a smoother base, blur fine lines or imperfections, control your kind of oil control, so like control the shine throughout the day, and or kind of like hydrate your skin depending on which one you're using. Okay, this is where I'm going to break it to you, or break something to you. There's so much more you're going to learn through this. But in reality, primers rarely make your makeup last longer. What they do very well is to create a barrier between your skincare and your makeup. That is the main reason that I use primer on myself. That is why I see primer as a necessity, not because I think that that is what makes my makeup stay for longer during the day. I actually don't think it does that at all. I have worn it plenty of times and I have skipped it plenty of times, and I do not feel that primer ever makes your makeup last longer. What does make your makeup last longer is your technique, the products you use, how you use them. I feel like primers are really good at being that barrier because they stop your skincare from clashing with your makeup. Now, what I mean by that is sometimes you can get pilling, you can get your makeup kind of like almost sliding off sometimes, and a lot of the time it could be due to the actual makeup, but a lot of the time it's actually due to your skincare. But at the same time, you don't want to change your skincare because your skincare has been perfectly matched to your skin and is working really well for your skin. But the problem happens when you then apply your makeup and everything starts to feel like it's just not working on my skin, but you know it's because of the skincare, right? So that barrier in between is your primer that you want to have, because what that's going to do is just keep them kind of separated. So when I talk about this a lot, and you've heard me say this plenty of times in my videos, that I use it there as a barrier between my skincare and my makeup, because I feel that it stops my skincare from having to just mix in. It's like, I don't want it to get too crowded there. Do you know what I mean? It's like I've got 3 separate rooms. I've got one room for my skincare. You guys stay there and get to work and do what you need to do. Then I've got in the middle, the room that's separating both of those rooms, is my primer. That's just making sure those two don't touch, right? And then I've got my makeup. That's just like, you guys get on and make sure that I look good and I, you know, everything looks great and lasts well. Let me give you an example. Your moisturizer might be a silicone-based moisturizer, right? And it's great, it works for you really well. But then you're wearing a water-based foundation on top of that with no primer, by the way, and it can end up just pilling and separating and looking just really patchy. And that's because it's not sitting well with that silicone-based moisturizer. But what do? Because you don't want to change your moisturizer, you don't want to change your foundation because you love that, but the problem is it's just not working together. They're not working well together. And this is where a primer in the middle can really help. So it creates that barrier and it lets each of them get to work. I have never, ever had a problem with a silicone-based product and a water-based product working together. I've never struggled with that issue, not on my clients and not on myself, because I've always maintained a barrier in between those two products. So I don't even think about the fact that, okay, let me think about, is this water-based or is this silicone-based? I don't need to, because I know I've got something in the middle protecting both of them. Primer is kind of there as your insurance. So it's not something that's really going to give you any kind of wow factor, but it really is going to stop things from failing. Do you know what I mean? It keeps everything working together well. If you like it so far, please do like this video, hit subscribe and hit the bell button so that you don't miss my future videos, because it doesn't cost you a thing, but it really does help my channel out and I'd really appreciate it. Let's talk about if you really need a primer now. The truth is, not everyone needs primer, because if your skincare is right for you, if your foundation matches your skin type perfectly and it sits well, and your setting is on point, you can absolutely skip your primer. But If you feel that your makeup kind of peels or it slides off, or there's something not right about the way that it sits all day, it could be that a primer could be the solution for you, because having a primer in the middle of your skincare and your foundation can actually end up helping you. That's what will actually fix that. So it isn't going to help your makeup to last longer through the day, but it will help it to stop mixing in with your skincare. Now, personally, I feel like even if everything is on point, like I mentioned a second ago, like if your skincare is right, if your foundation is right and your setting's right and nothing pills and you're all good, and I said to you that, okay, you can absolutely skip it, I still personally would recommend wearing a primer in between, just to kind of protect your skincare. Right? Everything might be good, but it just protects your skincare so that no makeup is kind of mixing in with your skincare. For me, it's more of a kind of, I don't know, it's a bit of an OCD thing where I'm like, I just don't want anything touching my skincare because I really want my skincare to get to work. So if I were to not wear a primer, my foundation would last fine all day. I wouldn't have any issues with pilling or anything like that. But I would have that personal inside thought in my mind of, oh God, I didn't put a primer on, so now I feel like everything's just on my skin, you know? I like to protect my skin from makeup. So it really depends on how you feel about it as well. Think about it this way. If your skin is normal and balanced, you can probably get away with without using primer. If your skin is oily, textured, or overly dry or sensitive, you will likely benefit from the right primer, but not for how primers sell themselves to you, if that makes sense. So what it is you really trying to, like, what I'm trying to do is make you understand that when a primer says that it's going to make your makeup last all day, it's not going to make your makeup last all day. It's really not. Don't fall for it. It is going to help with how your makeup glides on and giving you maybe a bit of a smoother base, but it's not going to make your makeup last like all day. It's the technique that really helps that happen. And this is just another thing to slot in, which is helping your makeup to look better through the day. So I would say primer is not a must for everyone, but it definitely is a smart tool if you want reliable and consistent results. Let's talk about primers for different skin types now. Let's break it down for every skin type, because I feel like this is where it really matters. Let's talk about normal skin. If your skin is balanced, not oily, not dry, not sensitive, you can use nearly any foundation without having to use primer. A lightweight kind of blurring primer can still add like a polished look to your face, so it will make a difference with how it looks, but it's not necessary. So what I would say with normal skin, use a blurring primer or a radiant primer if you want to alter the finish of your base, not because you need it. Do you see what I mean? So you're in a really good position because you can use it if you want to. If you want a different type of finish, then you can use a specific primer to give you that type of finish. So let's talk about combination skin. And most people fall in this category: oily T-zone or normal cheeks or dry cheeks, or it could be some sensitive skin like around the cheek area. But generally you've got an oily T-zone. I would say you can actually mix and match with this skin type. So I do this quite often, especially with clients. So I would maybe use a mattifying primer on the T-zone. So mattifying or blurring, right? Because that's also, some of the blurring primers I feel like are quite mattifying as well. And I would use maybe if the person has kind of dry cheeks, I would use a hydrating primer on the cheek area. That way I'm just kind of like balancing everything out. So everything is just kind of like, everything's like this, and I'm just kind of like bringing everything level. Do you see what I mean? If you have combination skin where you've got an oily T-zone and maybe dry or sensitive cheeks, and you use one primer all over, then you're kind of throwing off the balance. So I like to call this multi-priming. Multi-priming is like multitasking. You're just giving what each area needs. You're giving it what it needs. Target the product where it's needed. Very quickly, if you do like this video, again, please like it. I would really appreciate that. But we do have the beautybreakfastclub.com, which is an online community that I know you're going to love. It is all about beauty, health, wellness, style, and a lot of stuff in detail that you see on here, but a lot of other stuff that I don't talk about on here. So it's a community I know you're going to love, and we have roughly around just over 6,000 people on there now, and it's free but you do have the paid version. The paid version gives you access to the entire site and also lets you join the group chat, which is great because you can ask whatever questions you want to me because I'm there too in that group chat. Also, it does cost the same as getting yourself maybe one coffee a month. That's it. So I really want to see you guys over there and get to know you. Let's talk about oily skin now. Primers are going to help with oily skin, but they're not going to solve the issue here. What you want is to look for oil controlling primers, like primers that have ingredients like clay in there, because that really helps to absorb all the oil and just kind of like bring everything back down. The blurring primers that you know of are only going to kind of like blur the areas that you use it on for a few hours, and that's it, if that. It depends how oily your skin is. And the other thing that I really don't like about, you know, using overly mattifying primers on oily skin is that it can very easily clog your pores. Now, a little solution, a little tip here I have for you. If you feel that you don't want to do that, right, because obviously you are watching this video and you're like, okay, great, now I know that primers are not really necessary, but what do I do with oily skin? Then let me give you a little trick here. What you want to do is apply all your skincare, and then you want to apply a dusting of powder over your skincare. Use that as your primer. So what you're doing is, rather than spending money on a primer, you're going to use your loose powder, you're going to dust it all over your skin with a big brush, and then you're going to carry on with your foundation. You're going to apply your foundation, and then you're going to carry on as normal. Set it. That setting powder that you've applied in between your skincare and your foundation is your mattifying primer that you've created yourself. Try it and let me know what you think. I think it's going to work on you. I use that technique on several clients and it works really well. Let's talk about dry skin. This is where you need the most hydration. And I feel like this is also where primers can give you the most help, to be honest, because you can go for a hydrating primer and it's like that extra boost of hydration that you need, but it's also, you know, looking after your skincare and keeping that separate to your makeup. Hydrating primers with glycerin or hyaluronic acid are really going to help makeup to not cling to the dry patches on your skin. I also do feel like radiance boosting primers can help just bring that life back to skin and just make you look more kind of awake as well. So I feel like with dry skin, like it's pretty easy to understand what you need for that. It's just hydration, hydration, hydration. Let's talk about acne prone skin. This is tricky because I feel like you want to smooth your skin. You also don't want to clog your pores because obviously you're already struggling with breakouts. Now you want to go for non-comedogenic. Is that how you say it? I don't know how you say that. Comedogenic? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong, but you know what I mean, right? So you want to go for that. Oil-free primers is what you want to go for. You don't want to add any extra oil. You don't want anything that's gonna kind of like clog your pores. Now, silicone-based primers can be okay, but only if they're lightweight. Don't use heavy silicone-based primers because that can also end up kind of like just clogging your pores and just being too heavy for your skin. I would go for a primer that has salicylic acid in it because that's going to actually help your skin as well at the same time. Let's talk about sensitive skin. Now, with primers for sensitive skin, you want fragrance-free and soothing primers. That's really going to help you here. You want calming ingredients like aloe, chamomile, things like that. And what that's doing is creating a protective layer, like I said right at the beginning, that barrier that helps to separate everything from your skincare. A few tips that I just want to go through. So always use your fingers to press your primer in because you want to press it in so it's almost sealing your skincare in. Use less than you think you need. You don't need a whole load. You shouldn't see it or feel it too much. Just a pea-sized amount should be enough. And just smooth it along your fingers, and then you want to press it in. Target your application. If you feel that you really don't need it, just apply it wherever you feel that you need it. Let it sit for around 30 seconds or so before you move into your foundation. You want to let every layer settle down first. If you apply your foundation immediately after using primer, that can actually end up with pilling as well. So it can end up peeling off as well. Honestly, for me, primer is not about it being a miracle product. I don't think it is. I feel like it's about letting it be the smart middleman between your skincare and your makeup. I think that it is amazing at preventing product clashing, so preventing your skincare from clashing with your makeup. I think it's great for that. And I wish that they would actually, like brands would actually promote the primers for that reason as well. It can definitely improve the look of makeup, like I said, but it definitely is not going to make your makeup last longer through the day. That's where technique comes in. So find what works for your skin. Honestly, start using it as a barrier because I think it's going to be a game changer for you and you will get so used to it, you'll love it. So do you really need primer? Not always. In my opinion, it's great as a barrier, but that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it and I'll see you on the next video.